This episode is presented to you in the form of an audiobook. Have you ever felt destined to do something extraordinary, like starting a business, directing a movie, or writing a novel? Do you think about your goal every day but keep putting it off for tomorrow? Do you really know what's holding you back from your dreams? According to Steven Pressfield in his book The War of Art, what's stopping you isn't time, fear, or distractions. It's something bigger. Pressfield calls it resistance. Resistance is a powerful negative force within us that blocks creativity and keeps us from achieving our dreams. It manifests as procrastination, self-doubt, fear, and the constant urge to prioritize anything other than what truly matters. Pressfield argues that resistance is the root of the struggles we face when trying to fulfill our potential. Resistance isn't just an obstacle to creativity. It's a force that can prevent you from living the life you're meant to lead. This book challenges you to confront resistance head-on. It offers practical advice on defeating the mental barriers that hold you back so you can finally realize your dreams and tap into your creative power. So, what is resistance exactly? Resistance is an internal force that can be more powerful than any external obstacle in preventing you from achieving your goals. It's the voice in your mind that whispers, "You're not good enough, strong enough, or motivated enough to begin your creative journey." This faceless, formless energy exists solely to stop you from starting the work that aligns with your true purpose. Whether you're an artist, scientist, or innovator, resistance rises every time you think about or begin the work you were meant to do. If you let it go unchecked, it can lead to psychological instability and a deep sense of unfulfillment. Resistance feeds on fear and grows stronger each time you give in to it. It takes many shapes, from procrastination to self-soothing with distractions like entertainment, alcohol, or other instant gratifications. It can even manifest as a pull toward unnecessary drama or conflict, keeping your mind occupied and away from the meaningful work you need to pursue. Resistance manipulates you by offering excuses and diversions, ensuring you stay trapped in avoidance rather than moving forward with the work you know you're meant to do. Resistance arises only when you pursue work or actions that enrich your soul and lead you toward your true calling. Your unique talents and inner desires, what the ancients called your genius, meaning your inner guiding spirit. If something deep inside tells you that you're meant to be a writer, an entrepreneur, a social justice advocate, or even the person who discovers a cure for a deadly disease, that voice is your genius calling you. Resistance, like a contrary needle, always points directly at your most meaningful work. Resistance works to block endeavors that hold significance for your growth and purpose. In contrast, resistance ignores pursuits driven purely by external rewards like money, status, or power. These are ego-driven goals that don't challenge or elevate your spirit and hold no connection to your higher self. Resistance focuses only on what truly matters to you because that's where your heart and soul are most vulnerable. Now, you may ask, how do I really know which pursuits are the right ones? The answer is simple. If your heart isn't on the line, it's not the work you were meant to do. For example, an imposter rarely questions their abilities. They assume they have everything figured out, avoid the effort needed to master their craft, and adopt the persona of an expert without earning it. They move forward carelessly, driven more by ego than by genuine skill or passion. If this describes how you approach your work, It's a warning sign that you're on the wrong path. In contrast, self-doubt, love, and fear are signs that your work aligns with your inner genius. When you question whether you're good enough, it shows you care deeply about your craft. True artists have everything to lose, and self-doubt reflects the weight of that commitment. Feeling doubt means you're approaching something meaningful and close to your true potential. Love for your work is another strong indicator. When you pour your heart into something, it can be terrifying because the risk of failure feels personal. This vulnerability is uncomfortable and becomes a tool resistance uses to stop you. But love can also be your greatest strength. If you truly love your work, keep going. Working through the discomfort is the only way to overcome resistance and stay connected to your passion. Fear, while often seen as a barrier, can also guide you. Resistance feeds on fear, but understanding it can help you use it to your advantage. Fear often stems from worries about losing freedom, stability, community, or even your sense of identity if you fail. The biggest fear, however, is the fear of success. Success brings the pressure to maintain it, the potential for life to change, and the responsibility of living up to your achievements. These fears can make you hesitate, but they also reveal the importance of what you're pursuing. When fear surrounds your work, it's a signal that you're on the right path. It means what you're doing truly matters and has the power to transform your life. The key to overcoming resistance is simple: do the work. Treat your dream with the seriousness of a full-time job and approach it like a professional. Your creative power lives within the work itself. When you fully engage with your craft, you enter a timeless space where the outside world fades away. This is your private creative realm, a place only you can access. The version of yourself in this space is not the one you present to the world. It's the one connected to your inner genius. To reach this space, you must commit to being a professional, not an amateur. An amateur approaches art casually, creating only when inspiration strikes or the mood feels right. Their focus often shifts to external rewards like fun, money, or recognition. Resistance thrives in this mindset, easily distracting the amateur from meaningful work. A professional, however, creates because it's a deep internal calling, even without pay or external validation. A professional shows up daily because their art is a core part of who they are. Their life is shaped around their work, making it a priority. Resistance struggles against a professional's resolve because fear has less power over someone who consistently faces it. The beauty of being a professional lies in your connection to inspiration. Each time you sit down to create, you open a door to your artistic space where your muse resides. By showing up to do the work with commitment and discipline, you invite the muse to collaborate, and inspiration becomes a natural part of your process. But how do you exactly become a professional? You become a professional the moment you commit fully to your art. But what does that commitment look like? It's about treating your creative work the same way you approach a full-time job. In a full-time job, you show up every day and work hard. Accept feedback without letting it break you. Stay detached because your job doesn't define you. And keep going because it's necessary to your livelihood. Apply the same mindset to your creative pursuits, and you'll be ready to face resistance when it appears. The only way to conquer resistance is by working. You can't afford to be overly precious about the process. You must show up daily, ready to meet your muse. You need to study your craft to make the most of the inspiration your muse provides. You have to put your work out into the world, accept criticism, and stay emotionally detached so you can finish your work honestly and authentically. A professional knows that fear is part of the process and that failure is a necessary step on the road to success. You must embrace the discomfort because every time you sit down to create, resistance will be there, trying to stop you. Staying motivated in the face of such a relentless opponent isn't easy. But it's the only way to live the life you're meant to have. Working like a professional gives you the strength to push through fear. Resistance, like a bully, loses its power when you stand up to it. Each time you do the work, you confront fear and watch resistance retreat. By winning the battle for the day, you prepare yourself to keep winning tomorrow and beyond. In your creative space, a muse waits to provide the inspiration you need for your work. Some call it talent. Others see it as a divine presence or an angel sent by the gods. However you define it, tapping into your creative space connects you to mysterious forces that work together to support your art. Acknowledging the muse and your creative process helps counteract the ego, which can distort the authenticity of your work. The muse knows more than you do. It sees your potential and wants to guide you toward it. But the muse responds only to commitment. It rewards those who show up and start working. And the act of beginning is what calls it forth. The muse isn't the only force working for you. Another comes from within, a higher energy known as the self. This deeper part of you aligns with the muse, creating a powerful synergy that helps you push past resistance. When the muse and the self work together, resistance loses its grip, and your creative path becomes clear. The ego represents the personal I, the surface mind that navigates the practical, real world. It focuses on maintaining your identity and managing day-to-day life. In contrast, the self is a larger, deeper consciousness that connects the individual and collective unconscious. Dreams, intuition, and visions originate in the realm of the self, which holds the essence of who you truly are. Resistance resides in the ego, while the self is home to higher spiritual forces, including your muse and your own spirit. These two powerful forces, the ego and the self, are often in conflict, vying for control of your mind. When the ego leads, your priority becomes preserving your personal identity and status. The ego views life as finite and fragile, creating a constant undercurrent of fear, while the ego plays a necessary role in managing the practical aspects of life. It has little to offer when it comes to creating art. When you sit down to create, you are reaching toward the plane of the self, a space where growth, evolution, and internal truths reside. Art draws you because it offers a path to self-discovery. The version of you that exists within the self is far more powerful than the physical, surface-level you, and resistance rises to block your journey toward this awakening. The ego resists because it fears losing control and would prefer you remain disconnected from your authentic self. Yet, true happiness can only come from embracing and becoming the person you are meant to be. The only obstacle standing between you and your calling is yourself. If you allow resistance to hold you back, you'll never unlock your full potential. You'll feel the pain of knowing you're capable of more, and the world will miss out on the unique gift you were meant to share. While you can't control the outcome of your efforts, you can guarantee nothing will happen if you don't take action. Have faith in the process. Trust your inspiration, and commit to showing up like a professional. You can't fail when you do. Each day you choose to walk your true path. You are already succeeding.